But I think, like, the majority of people who are in prisons in the UK aren't murderers, are they?
No, no,
We've
no,
got a
not at all.
system that, okay, yeah, you could make those arguments for those serious crimes, that for people who are less likely to be rehabilitated, but these systems, they're not checked to stop them from spiraling out of control and exploiting whole portions of the population. And
Hmm.
also, you start to get private money and private equity involved in these things, and they start to be commodified. So then it makes business sense to
Mm,
incarcerate people.
yeah.
And that's the problem, where it's been turned into a business model. And the
Well,
UK is on a very, very fast track to everything being privatized, from the NHS to policing to the prison system. So that's when it stops being about the public good
mm,
and it starts being about profit over people. And then and then you've got all the other biases like racism and systemic racism and uh, oppression of people. That all ties together with this race for profits. And
yeah.
it's not a good system and not a good way to go.
I mean, just jumping across the Atlantic to the US for a second, I remember in Michelle Alexander's book, The New Jim Crow, where she spoke about, I think it was in the last few chapters, where she spoke about these prison companies, they're these big sort of multinational umbrella companies, part of which is, the building and maintaining of prison facilities across the US,
Yeah.
would look at the percentage of young black boys in primary school, like they would go as young as primary school, to and find out which parts of the US had the highest percentage of young black boys in primary school, and they would start building prisons there so
Yeah.
that by the time those young black boys became, young black men or whatever, or became adults, they would have prisons ready to put them in because the criminal justice system is inherently racist. It's
Yes.
inherently biased. So,
Yeah.
and that that fact just floored me because to think
Yeah.
these poor young children are already having these structures of racism and incarceration built around their lives without them even really knowing or being aware
Yeah, it's a
is
prison
shocking.